When it comes to songwriting, producers usually have certain artists in mind, or they write the song specifically for an artist to record. There are a bunch of smash hit songs out there that were once rejected by the artist or were originally written for another big musical act. But most times, it actually worked out in the end. Here are some hits by female musical acts that were actually intended for another artist. In 1979, songwriters Paul Jabara and Paul Schaefer originally penned the disco anthem It's Rainin' Men for the queen of disco herself, Donna Summer. But Donna had just become a born-again Christian and rejected the song because she felt the lyrics were blasphemous. The next day, she sent Paul Jabara a Bible. The song was then passed along to Cher, Barbra Streisand, and Diana Ross, who all passed on it. Then in 1982, it was pitched to the Weather Girls, who initially thought the lyrics were ridiculous. But they ended up recording the song in an hour and a half after one of the Pauls begged them to record it. The Weather Girls eventually stuck with it, and once released, it was a mega hit and had a major impact on pop culture and became a gay anthem.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining for the nature. Jesus said the woman too.
Whitney Houston's 1985 #1 hit, How Will I Know, was written by songwriters George Merrill and Shannon Rubicam in 1984 for rising pop singer Janet Jackson. But Janet and her team declined the demo because they felt the track was too weak in comparison to her other songs. George Merrill recalled in an interview how upset they were because they thought How Will I Know was the perfect song for Janet at the time. So the guys shopped around the song, which eventually landed in the lap of Clive Davis, who loved it, then got Whitney Houston to record it for her debut album. Clive felt the track matched the sound of the album.
How will I know if he really loves me?
I could definitely hear Janet singing How Will I Know, but Whitney's vocals made the song come alive, and fun fact, she recorded the track in only one take, and her mother Cissy Houston provided the background vocals. The song was Whitney's first pop crossover hit and became one of her most iconic hits. In the early 2000s, the Neptunes began writing tracks for Janet Jackson's 2001 7th studio album, All For You. Janet recorded the tracks by the Neptunes' Boys and I'm a Slave For You. But Janet said that the I'm a Slave For You track was too sultry for her vocals. Neither tracks made it to the album and was passed along to Britney Spears, who put both tracks on her 2001 Britney album. 19-year-old Britney Spears was trying to get rid of her good girl image and was looking for more mature music for the forthcoming album. I'm a Slave For You only reached number 27 on Billboard's Hot 100, but Britney created some of the most iconic moments of her career from that song. As for the track Boys, it was included on the Austin Powers Gold Member soundtrack. Years before, Britney's 1998 hit debut single, Baby One More Time, was written by songwriters Max Martin and Ramia Cube for TLC's fan mail album under the title Hit Me Baby One More Time. But TLC rejected the song because the lyrics didn't reflect what they stood for example, the hit me part. The song was offered to other musical acts like the Backstreet Boys and Robin. Then finally it came to Britney, who heard it and thought it was a hit instantly. And it was a hit that made her an international pop star.
My loneliness is killing me. Hit me, baby, one more time.
In 2007, Britney and her team were planning her musical comeback after her very public meltdown. A track titled Umbrella was penned by powerhouse songwriters Tricky Stewart, Kook Harrell, and The Dream to be her comeback single. But the song was rejected because Britney already had enough songs to record for her 5th album, Blackout. It was then recorded by singer Tayo Cruz, but his record label refused to release it. Next, the track was sent to record executive L.A. Reid, who found the person who suited it best, Rihanna. She was working on her 3rd studio album, Good Girl Gone Bad. In the meantime, The Dream and Tricky Stewart was offering the song to Mary J. Blige since she was leading in the number of Grammy nominations for the 2007 Grammy Awards. The song was already promised to Mary, but L.A. Reid stepped in and made an offer to the producers, and the song went right back to Rihanna. Umbrella was released on March 29, 2007, featuring Jay-Z, and it changed her career.
When the sunshine, we shine together. Told you I'll be here forever.
The track reached #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 that summer, and this marked her second #1 single after SOS.
SOS, please someone help me. It's not healthy. It's time, please someone come and rescue me. 'Cause you were my
In 2005, SOS was originally written for her Def Jam Records label mate Christina Milian, who was working on her third studio album, So Amazing. Christina recorded the song, but chose not to include it on her album. L.A. Reid then offered it to Rihanna, and it became her first #1 hit in 2006. Christina's album was released in April of the year, but it didn't receive much commercial success. A week after the release of So Amazing, she was dropped from Def Jam because of budget cuts. And Christina revealed that Island Def Jam Music Group wanted to spend more money on her label mate Rihanna. But that's a whole separate video. In 2011, when Rihanna was working on her 6th studio album, Talk That Talk, Esther Dean wrote the song Come and Get It for the forthcoming album. Esther is responsible for writing a lot of Rihanna's hits, but she decided not to record the track, which was then passed to Selena Gomez. With Selena, the song peaked at #6 on Billboard's Hot 100.
when you're ready, come and get it. Na, 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 na. You ready? When you're ready.
In my opinion, Rihanna would have done the song more justice. Selena's 2015 hit, Same Old Love, was also originally intended for Rihanna.
I'm so sick of that same old love. That shit, it tears me up. That same old love.
Back in 2014, she tweeted the track's lyrics on her Twitter account, and then in later years, her demo of the song leaked online.
That same old love.
Beyonce's 2006 hit song, Irreplaceable, was written by production team Stargate and songwriter Neo for R&B singer Chrisette Michele. But Chrisette turned down the track because she didn't feel the song fit her sound. Irreplaceable was sent to Beyonce, and she fell in love with the demo. However, the song was a country song and didn't match the theme of the up-tempo club anthems that were on her B-Day album. So she requested changes in the beat and production.
You must not know about me. You must not know about me. For a second, get to thinking. Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable became Beyonce's 4th #1 single in the US. It was B-Day's most successful single, and it remained at the top of the US Billboard Hot 100 chart for 10 consecutive weeks. Do y'all have songs you wish were actually recorded by another artist? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you like this video and subscribe to Black Femininity TV for more content.